YouTube viewers, Spotify listeners, IAS aspirants and scholars. Today I am taking up second part of Governance of Delhi, Wheels of Democracy. And in this part, I am discussing about my own tenure in Government of NCT of Delhi under New Act of 1991. This will show you as to how smoothly the government were working under the same LG who had got all powers of appointment of class 1 officers, IAS and Daniks. So after Hawala diaries, Mr. Madan Lal Khurana had to resign in 1996 after becoming Chief Minister in First Assembly constituted in 1993. Mr. Sahib Singh Verma was appointed as Chief Minister of Government of NCT of Delhi with Delhi Gupta ji, a senior BJP leader, as Transport, Excise and Law Minister. After his appointment, he opted me as secretary to his own office. I was a bit surprised and took advice of Mr. M.K. Bajbarwa, who was General Manager Supervisor when I was DGM Supervisor, and Mr. Gupta was Chairman Supervisor. Mr. Gupta requested Consumer Ministry to remove me from DGM post on the ground that I recommended for elected representatives of chairman and vice chairman to be on the board of supervisor. Under party compulsion, he had to write like this. So Mr. Bajbarwa told me that Saxena, at that time Mr. Gupta did not have executive powers, so he did not realize your importance, but now he is the government and he would like to have a mature, competent and bold officer to be his secretary. When I told Mr. Gupta that, sir, I will join, but you removed me, he immediately reacted, forget about it, and tomorrow you join. His emotional cord was there. When I joined, he told me the story that even he could face the reaction from Sahib Singh ji, who had some problem with me during elections in Adarsh Nagar, and he told Rajendra ji, you could not find any other officer than Saxena as your secretary. The only reaction of Gupta ji was, sir, I can choose my own secretary, at least this prerogative I have got. Anyway, we started working. On his request, I wrote a treatise on transaction of business rules 1993, which had some vague clauses, including one clause that cabinet has to share its agenda, its cabinet note with LG before submitting it in the assembly, which was very vague. So we studied all Himachal and other legislative assembly transaction rules, and I made this treatise, which was very useful. And Mr. Ajay Makan, when he was speaker, also told me that was very good on your part to write the treatise. So we started working, and then because it was almost the first experience for the ministers also, so Rajendra Gupta ji summoned a file from Excise regarding tenders which had competency of Excise Commissioner. The Excise Commissioner, Mr. Kutti, was there. He objected, sir, it will vitiate the proceedings, and he rather wrote to Chief Secretary, who was Cabinet Secretary, and things were resolved, and Mr. Gupta was advised that whatever is not within your jurisdiction, even though you are a minister, it is better not to interfere in this. Second thing interesting was that one Congress MLA told in the assembly that a liquor shop was opened even though he did not give any permission for the same. During that period, liquor shop in an area can be opened only after MLA gives NOC. Anyway, we requisite the file, and Commissioner Excise informed us that permission was actually taken, though the INC member was perhaps forgotten about it or did not remember. So this time when Gupta ji informed the assembly that the permission was given. It was the embarrassment for the INC MLA, and CM appreciated that. Thanks Gupta ji to be timely finding the information and submitting to avoid embarrassment of the ministry. Now, regarding achievements of this government, the topmost achievement was to introduce metro rail in Delhi and selection of Mr. E. Sridharan as MD DMRC. Rest is the history. How it happened? Recently I met Mr. Rajendra Gupta. He is 93 plus, and he informed me interesting thing that choice of E. Sridharan was given by his old pal, childhood friend Mr. Vijay Kanwar, who was in 1998-97 who was chairman railway board. That Gupta ji, if you want to make a success story of metro rail, please insist on Mr. E. Sridharan as MD of DMRC, and Mr. Gupta insisted on, and ultimately what the contribution of Mr. E. Sridharan. Another good thing done by Gupta ji as Transport and Excise Minister, that he introduced, with the help of very competent Transport Commissioner Mrs. Kiran Dhingra, online test for learning license, driving license, and computerized issue of driving license. Third important thing by Mr. Gupta was that he flagged the issue of pollution. So the effect was so much that High Court even appointed Mrs. Kiran Dhingra as member of a committee which was a watchdog for pollution control in Delhi. And the result was, due to efforts of Mr. Gupta, Delhi was the only city in the world at that time which had CNG gas buses, and then in many cities these were introduced. Some other anecdotes are being remembered by me, that this government of Mr. Sahib Singh and Mr. Rajendra Gupta helped Danix officer to have 4 posts of DMs out of 9 posts, although these posts were cadre posts of IAS officers, but Danix officers who were getting stagnated even after 20 years without induction into IAS were given the post of DC revenue if they have completed 20 years of service. Another thing was, when this government changed and Congress government came under Mrs. Sheila Dikshit, the hallmark of the Danix officers or even some IAS officers was that all the secretaries in BJP government were retained by Congress government. It was because of neutrality, competency, boldness of this Danix cadre. I was part of Danix and I am proud of this. As a law minister, we used to examine all these cases related to promotion of Delhi judiciary into higher judiciary services. So, main thing which we noticed from 93 till almost 98 up to my period, and then up to 2013, that there was hardly any controversy between LG and Council of Ministers of Delhi. Friends, there are so many other anecdotes which I wanted to share with you, but I thought it should be a 10-11 minutes video so that you can enjoy. Thank you very much. Namaskar.